Kelly Dodd, the fiery and unfiltered former star of The Real Housewives of Orange County, has stepped into the spotlight once again, this time not for her own drama but to passionately defend her one-time Bravo co-star Meghan King. In a raw and emotional TikTok video filmed casually from her kitchen, Dodd addressed the heartbreaking news that King had lost primary custody of her 3 young children to her ex-husband, former Major League Baseball player Jim Edmonds. Despite a history filled with public spats, differences of opinion and outright fights between the two women during their overlapping time in the Real Housewives universe, Dodd set all of that aside to vouch unequivocally for King's qualities as a mother. Dodd began her video by revealing that she had just gotten off the phone with Meghan King Edmonds, using her former married name for emphasis, and shared some insider details about the custody ruling. According to Dodd, the incident that tipped the scales involved King giving one of her twin sons, Hayes, some Ritalin that was prescribed for ADHD treatment, but it was intended for the other child or perhaps mishandled in some way. This was allegedly portrayed in the court or investigation as making King a dangerous mother, a characterization that Dodd found outrageous and unfair. She emphasized that accidents or mix-ups can happen in the chaos of parenting multiple young children, especially when dealing with medical needs, and it certainly doesn't define someone as unfit. Throughout the video, Dodd was adamant in her support, stating repeatedly that Meghan loves her babies with all her heart. She has 3 children with Edmonds, an 8-year-old daughter named Aspen and 7-year-old twin boys Hart and Hayes. Dodd recounted personal experiences that solidified her belief in King's parenting. She reminded viewers that Meghan had stayed at her home during a recovery period after undergoing cosmetic procedures on her breasts and nose. During that time, Dodd witnessed firsthand the depth of Meghan's devotion, constant calls to check on the kids, heartfelt talks about their well-being, and an undeniable maternal instinct that shone through even when she was physically uncomfortable. Labeling King as an excellent parent, Dodd pushed back against the narrative painting her as anything less. Their rocky past, including on-screen arguments and off-screen tensions typical of the Housewives franchise, didn't matter in this moment. Dodd acknowledged the lot of differences and a lot of fights they've had over the years but insisted that when it comes to motherhood, she knows for a fact that Meghan is a good mother who prioritizes her children above all else. This cross-aisle support from a former adversary speaks volumes about the gravity of the situation and perhaps a maturing perspective from Dodd, who has her own daughter and understands the fierce protectiveness that comes with parenting. Dodd didn't stop at personal anecdotes. She made a public plea, urging her followers and fans to pray for Meghan and her family during this devastating time. She stressed that the children, Aspen, Hart, and Hayes, need their mom desperately. Young kids thrive with both parents, but losing everyday access to a loving mother can be traumatic. Dodd called the current arrangement terrible, and expressed hope that it would be temporary, with Meghan regaining full custody soon. Her words carried empathy and urgency, highlighting the emotional toll such battles take on everyone involved, especially innocent children caught in the middle. The custody shift came about following an investigation by Child Protective Services, reportedly initiated after a school employee raised concerns and filed a report. Sources close to the matter described the new setup as Meghan having only supervised visitation for now, pending a crucial hearing scheduled for December where the permanence of the decision will be debated. This isn't the first time Meghan and Jim's co-parenting has made headlines. Their post-divorce life has been fraught with disagreements and public accusations. Meghan and Jim's relationship began promisingly. They married in 2014 and welcomed their 3 children during a 5-year union that seemed picture-perfect on the surface. However, cracks appeared when Jim was caught sending inappropriate messages to another woman in 2019, leading to a messy split and divorce. Initially, they agreed to shared custody, aiming for an amicable arrangement for the sake of the kids. But tensions have escalated over time, culminating in incidents like one in May where police were called during a child exchange involving a dress for Jim's stepdaughter. In that confrontation, Jim's current wife, Courtney Edmonds, accused Meghan of trespassing on their property. Meghan allegedly refused to hand over the item immediately and called out for her daughter from the doorway. Although she left without further issue, police arrived, and the event turned into a spectacle. Meghan's representatives denied any trespassing, clarifying that she never entered the home, simply called briefly from the threshold before calmly departing after the door was slammed. Body camera footage later emerged showing Meghan describing Jim as incredibly emotionally abusive, adding fuel to the ongoing narrative of a toxic ex dynamic. These accumulated incidents, combined with the recent medication allegation, appear to have influenced the court's temporary ruling. Parenting multiple children, especially twins with potential medical needs like ADHD, is challenging under the best circumstances. Mix-ups with prescriptions can occur, particularly in high-stress environments like divided homes. Critics of the decision argue that one error doesn't erase years of dedicated motherhood, while supporters of the ruling prioritize child safety above all. Kelly Dodd's defense adds a layer of Bravo camaraderie to the story, showing that even amid the catty world of reality TV, there can be moments of genuine solidarity when it matters most. Dodd, who left RHOC after controversial seasons, has reinvented herself on social media, often commenting on Housewives news with her signature bluntness. Here, her tone was compassionate, focusing on unity and prayer rather than drama. For Meghan King, a former RHOC cast member known for her intelligence and outspokenness during her seasons, this custody loss is undoubtedly one of the lowest points in a life that's seen its share of public ups and downs. From her marriage to Jim, which played out on TV, to subsequent relationships and personal growth journeys shared online, Meghan has always been open about her experiences as a mom. Losing daily custody, even temporarily, strips away the routines that define parenthood, school runs, bedtime stories, spontaneous hugs, and replaces them with supervised visits that feel clinical and heartbreaking. The upcoming December hearing will be pivotal, potentially involving expert testimonies, character witnesses, and detailed reviews of parenting records. In the meantime, Meghan's supporters, bolstered by voices like Kelly Dodd, rally around her, asserting that she is far from dangerous and instead a loving, capable mother deserving of her children. This case underscores broader issues in family law, how allegations are weighed,